We're going live right
Just
now. We are
live now.
live. We are live.
And the numbers are starting to rise.
Yeah, they are. Well, hello, my friends. It is good to have you with us today. I would say hi, dear, but there's too many of you, and hi, dears just doesn't sound right, does it?
No, that sounds, no,
That was
not
creepy
good.
and off-putting and a terrible way to start a broadcast. So we're not going to do
Yeah.
that. I'm just going to say, hey, friends.
Like, hi, darlings.
Hi, darlings. I can do darling.
You can do a British accent, can't you?
It's not a very good one. Nick,
No.
what's up, buddy? Good to have you with us.
Hi, Nick.
Who else is on board this madness today? Show yourselves. Show yourselves in the chat.
If they have the courage.
They have the courage. I think they have the courage. I think you all have the courage. So. I believe in you. So while we are introducing all of our guests, I want to introduce our most important guest today. We have Anna Maria Ignat-Berget. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes, you did.
All right.
I think I'm the only double-barreled person on LinkedIn. I'm
double barrel makes me want some scotch right now.
Right? Double barrel.
Anybody else? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. 5 o'clock in the UK. So bottoms up. Now I just need Mel here to destroy my British accent and just ultimately.
That's right, darling.
Yeah, terrible. Now, we know this is going to be good because anybody who comes on this show with 4 names has a lot to say. There's just no two ways about that.
I have like 4 different personalities and each have their opinions. So they
absolutely they do. All right, Nick's on board with the happy hour. Gabriel, good to have you with us.
Hi, guys. Nice to see you.
And today we're going to talk about how to unlock your creativity. So real quick, I am Geoff Woliner, founder of Winning Wit and author of Leaving 2020. If you haven't picked up your copy, now's the time. Anna Maria is a character in the book 2020. So we will be talking about that today and how that actually ties into this topic. Enrique, good to see you, brother.
Hi, Enrique.
Bienvenido. Yeah, we got Vipers. We got
the Vipers in the room.
They're invading. I love it. I love it.
Don't get scared of what's going to happen in the chat now.
That's exactly what I'm looking forward to. Yeah, we got the right people in this chat. That's for sure. Yeah. No doubt. We got Adi Fernandez in the house. What's happening? We got a good crew today. Today's gonna be live. It's gonna be legitimately live.
Nice.
We got Darlene here.
Conversation, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna have a conversation today because this is all about creativity. We're talking about 2021, right? What does everybody say about 2021? 2021
is not 2020.
Not 2020.
Right?
Right? New year, new me.
Best thing about it.
New year, new. Who said that so far in the chat? Let's hear you. Who has done the new year, new me thing? You can out yourself. It's okay. We're not going to mock you. Anna Maria might. I won't.
I kind of did in the background.
She has no manners, but I do. I'm a very nice guy. So no one's going to make fun of you. I promise. It's okay.
I'm kind.
Yeah, she's actually way nicer than I am. Like those of you who know us, they're significantly nicer than I am. New year, new me. 2021 is mine, Nick. That's right. And we can't get there though without unlocking creativity. Because if we don't unlock it, what happens? We end up doing the same things the same way, and we just repeat this whole song and dance all over again.
We get stuck in a rut. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it. You got this. Your English is better than mine. But my Romanian is better than yours.
Right. Bună ziua, yes. No.
So, Anna Maria, tell them a little bit about Ideas Unlocked. So I'm actually here with the creativity guru on LinkedIn.
Oh.
Yeah, true story.
I don't know about guru. I don't know about guru.
Guru. Yeah, I'm just going to go with that. Anna Maria is the creativity guru of this platform.
Oh my God.
So tell us about.
No pressure, man.
No pressure, none whatsoever. Now's your opportunity. Sell. And you don't even have to do it in a creepy DM either. Now you can just do it on a live stream because we have friends here. This is great.
Not naturally. Let's just brag naturally.
Brag naturally. Anna Maria, tell them about Ideas Unlocked. What is Ideas Unlocked?
You know what Ideas Unlocked is? Is like letting yourself go for it. Letting yourself dream it. Letting yourself like actually conceive doing something different every day and actually living your purpose. Because what happens is we get caught up, as you said, in the day-to-day thing. We get caught up in the routine. We get caught up in being grown-ups, right? And there's no creativity in being grown-ups. Like, honestly, let's be honest. Creativity is about playing.
Well, I'm just going to disagree with that point quickly. And this is not a normal thing to disagree with your guest, but you say there's no creativity in being a grown-up. You obviously have never seen me do my taxes.
Oh my gosh.
But I'm sorry, as you were.
Yeah, I can try to imagine the handwriting you're doing when you do that. Are you using your 5-year-old handwriting then?
I've used 5-year-old everything for that.
And do you draw little pictures and hearts and everything else?
Yeah, little pictures and hearts that I write off. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it really. It's about playing. It's about stop telling yourself all those things that you've been telling for ages, like, I'm not good at this, I'm not creative, I can't draw, I can't paint, I don't have many ideas. Like, we all have them. We just don't channel them, right? We don't always engage with them.
Nope.
So I like to engage with them, maybe a bit too much. Let's put it this
Let's hear it in the chat. Does Anna Maria engage too much with it? Did she get too playful? Did she get a little too goofy? I don't think so. But
too
if you
many ideas. Like, I keep telling people, oh my God, you should do this. Oh my God, how about doing that? What do they say? I can't follow.
We're always, these chats are always on a couple second delay. So we're about to get a flood of them that come in and let us know the deal. But I know you've got your fan club over here, so they're not going to say.
They're not going to say bad things. It's fine. It's fine. No, so that's what it is about, and it's a process, because what happens is, like, we tend to think like creativity is a thing that only some people have. It's a quality that the inspired or the artists, whatever, possess. But everybody possesses it. Mm-hmm. Everybody has it inside. They just learn to inhibit it. And if my friend Enrique is there, he's a big supporter of this message that school sometimes just keeps pushing you down to stop being playful, to do things as they should be done, rather than just like living it.
So what is it? In your opinion, what do you think? Like, what is the point in our life? Because we're kids, right? As kids, everything is nuts. Like, we look around and we just want to we want to draw on everything. We want to like throw paint on everything. And you see with your kids every day.
Yeah.
But at some point, it stops, right? At some point, the world just says, nope, you're done with that. Grow up, do your taxes, and don't be too creative about it. Grow up, make a car payment.
That's it.
Grow up, run a business.
Be a producer. Be part of the system. Be a wheel in that big machine, right?
Yeah.
Because this is since like the how do you call the industrial revolution, the intellectual revolution. It's all about logic. It's all about following the right steps. It's all about doing what you know that is right. It's about specializing, and it's about keep going at it on that particular field. Whereas when you're trying to be creative, you need to go from looking like that to going like this, right?
Okay, so I think so Gabriel's really high right now.
Okay.
And that's certainly one way to get there. Gabriel, my man. That's
let's see. Do we have a question, Gabriel?
Yeah, now that's an interesting thought, right? Are there shortcuts to creativity? I mean, I know there's a whole process to it, but what do you think? Are there, how should I put this so LinkedIn allows me to keep doing this? Are there induced shortcuts to creativity? Would you recommend that?
I have some. I don't necessarily recommend doing that. And before you do a proper process on figuring out what creativity is about for you and what you want to be creative about. However, there are shortcuts, because a big thing of being creative is engaging in what we call divergent thinking. So divergent thinking is the type of thinking of lots of ideas, right? To do one thing in 100 ways, that's probably out of the 100, 97 will be like completely preposterous. You can never do that, actually.
No.
But just like doing it, it increases your creativity. And the more you do it, even if you play Lego, like play is the biggest shortcut.
Okay, so would you say if people have kids and the kids are playing Legos or they're playing Risk, or actually I don't know any kids who play
What
Risk.
is that? I don't know what that is.
Do
Anyway.
they even do that anymore? Anybody? Do you play Risk anymore?
Well, we all play with Risk, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's well, some do.
Some do.
this past year's taught us some do, some don't.
Play with fire.
So we have the playfulness that is just super like woven in to kids, but then at some point we lose that as we get older because it's kind of beaten out of us. And Nick has a really good question. So how do you like to get over?
Put it on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Show it. Let's show it. Nick.
Yes, and I like to see Nick's face. Hi.
Yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't? Let's be honest. We all want to see Nick's face.
True.
Yeah. Nick, how do you like to get over a creative mental block? That's a question a lot of people have. It's one that I struggle with all the time. What do you think about that?
It's a hard one. It is a hard one.
Well, behave yourself.
Because it has to do, it's a matter of where the creative mental block is coming from, right? It can be a matter of knowing where you want to get to, but not knowing how, right? And then divergent thinking is really useful. Play with ideas. Just sit down, right? And say for 6 minutes, I'm just going to fill up this notebook with all sorts of things that I could be doing, right? Possibilities. It's just possibilities, not things that actually might work. Just write.
Just spitball, right? Just put it all out there.
Right. Just brain dump, right? And then you go through a selection process, right? But that's when you know where you want to go. Sometimes you're blocked because you're scared.
So it's self-sabotage.
It's self-sabotage. And you're listening to those voices in your head saying, you're not good enough. You can't do this. You're not creative. Or, oh my God, you actually might be able to do this. What are you going to do then? It's unfamiliar. What are you going to do when this actually happens? Like, duh.
Yeah.
So then there's other kind of work to be done at that point. Because a lot of times you already know. It's just a matter of releasing that tension point.
Yep.
And finding that courage to take a path towards achieving that. Okay. Mastering the courage, learning how to quiet the unhelpful beliefs.
And the unhelpful beliefs are, it's a really good point that you mentioned that, because these don't come from nowhere. Enrique had a really good comment. I'm going to put it up here. Yeah. The parents, teachers, professors, and coaches need to give more positive reinforcement to kids instead of judging everyone by a standardized test. These standardized tests are a huge driver of that belief.
Yes. That's a big creativity killer. And actually, because Erika says positive reinforcement is good when you first start to learn a new habit. However, this is still kind of a type of, how to say this, like a cognitive way of motivating somebody. Whereas the biggest thing you can do with children is to teach them to be motivated from their own internal system, right? Not because somebody praises me, or not because I might fail, but because it's so bloody fun to do it, right? And it's so exciting to learn new things. And look at me actually doing it, right? It's not a matter of result. You get that growth mindset, right? I don't remember the name of the lady that wrote this famous book, but it's like actually engaging in the process and enjoying the process and having that internal compass.
Yep.
And it's something that is not easy to achieve, don't get me wrong. And I understand why behaviorism, because this is the type of, when you try to motivate somebody through external factors, this is behaviorism psychology. It's like you either punish or you reward, right?
Yep.
But either of them helps creativity, like at all. Even if you say that there's been a test, I was watching this course, and there was there was an experiment. Somebody had to come up with a creative solution. They had to build a really, really tall tower out of, I don't know what, crayons or something.
Out of like a pit of snakes or something like that? Was it like a life or death kind of thing?
I don't think so. Not that kind
the mother of invention.
Not that kind of enticement. So some people in one room, they said you're going to get $1,000 as a group if you do the tallest thing. The other ones were told, oh my God, guys, just go ahead, see how creative you can get to make this the tallest thing. Guess who made the tallest thing? Which room?
Yeah, I would say definitely the ones who were not incentivized by the money, who just said,
Exactly.
just let it rip, let it fly.
And they were told, just go crazy, do whatever. And they managed to do this weird stuff. Because
really good point.
Yeah, because positive reinforcement as well as negative reinforcement puts the focus outwards rather than inwards, right?
Yep. So
and
that's a really
pressure.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
No, it's a really, really good point you bring up, and I'd love to get your thoughts on this. And folks in the chat, love to get your thoughts on this too. So this really speaks to what I think.
Give me another comment. Go ahead.
No, this is
my
really
friends' faces.
Yeah, no, this is really good stuff.
There, Enrique, love it.
We're just going to give.
I have no idea how.
We're just going to give you some kudos here from Audio over here about the superb example. It is a superb example, and this really speaks to something I think, which is a huge creativity block. And I love your perspective and everybody in the chats too, which is if you have the goal in mind, and for most of us here, especially in this platform, is okay, how do I gin up creativity to make more money? How do I 10x my business? Like all the gurus and sales bros are just shoving in our face all day. And because we have this creative necessity to be creative to achieve that end goal, which is usually monetary, it saps us. It destroys it. It strafes the plane before it gets off on the runway.
It kills the fun. It kills
it kills the fun of it if you have this like goal in mind.
Yes. So you have to detach yourself from the outcome, right? Mm-hmm. You have your goal in mind, fair enough, and then you kind of build your steps towards achieving that goal. But when you engage in the actual creative process, do not think of the goal. The goal is there to give you direction.
Yep.
Creativity is not about direction. Creativity is about possibilities, about options. Yep. So when you are doing the creative work, just focus on the task at hand and at the moment you are in. Because if you think too much behind or if you think too much ahead, you're not in the present. And it's in the present when inspiration happens.
Absolutely. I'll give you a perfect example of that. One that actually involved you, as it turns out, and Mel and some other people too.
Don't say something bad, please.
No, nothing bad, nothing bad. And I promise this is not a shameless plug for that little book icon that's all the way up in the front of it.
There. Wait. There.
So for those of you who are a little late, Anna Maria is a character in the book Leaving 2020. And as I was writing it this year, when I was thinking of, okay, how do I sell this? How do I market this? What audience there? That's when the creativity died. It's when it died on the vine, just done. And I said, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take a step back and just kind of live in the present moment. And I went on this little retreat for a few days in November, right? We were having our elections here in the US, and needless to say, getting out of Dodge was a great idea that week. And then I listened to this like really nice music that was, it's kind of like this winter music from like the Narnia theme. And I just put these big headphones on and just immersed in it. I said, I'm just going to live 100% in this present moment. That's it. I'm not going to think about structuring the book. I'm not going to think about marketing it. I'm not going to think about anything. And it was a chapter I started writing about when the main character, Sean, meets Anna Maria on the beaches of Marbella.
Where it's actually pouring down the rain, but that's okay.
And I was just in a zone when that happened. And it just started, talk about like ideas unlocked. It just unlocked it. Just like, that's it. The dam burst and it just all started flooding in. I couldn't type fast enough to keep up with my thoughts. But it only happened in the moment where I said, I'm not going to think about anything else. I'm not going to think about marketing this, structuring this, editing, none of that. Just write, just let it roll. No thought.
It's another brain part that is engaged when you're creating, when you're doing creative work, and when you're doing planning work. Like I think goal setting and having a plan and having a structure and editing and all that are essential, right? They're essential parts of putting work out there, because does it matter if we create just for the sake of creating in our own house without anybody seeing our creation, right? So we need all those. Right? It's just gonna, I'm here in the mountains of Tibet or somewhere, and I'm just like writing my pages for nobody to see. All those things are essential, and they come from this part of our brain, right? The prefrontal cortex, which deals with logic and these kind of steps. But when you're in the zone, right? When you're in flow, this part of our brain is done. It's going to sleep. Oh,
absolutely.
And Darlene, perfect.
Darlene's comment is just like
exactly.
Perfection, Darlene. Nailed
it. Let it go. Exactly.
That's it. Let it go. Let it go. Ah, we got Judy in the house too.
Great. Hi, Judy. Cannot have a goal.
Another one of your Leaving 2020 co-stars.
Yes. Thank you, guys. That's true. So when you're in the creative mode, you need to let it go, because this has to go to sleep in order for this to go crazy, right? Yep. We need to go crazy to actually create something that is from like that is actually flows, right? We can create things that don't flow. We can just I can write now an article that I don't really feel anything about it.
So like most of my content.
Like most of content. But when it comes from within, and when it comes from a place of inspiration, you need to just let go.
Let go. Just let it roll.
Play with it. Have fun with it.
That's why you see this kind of played out in a lot of different tropes. So you see like in Star Wars a lot.
Yeah.
When you see Luke really trying to control the Force.
Yeah.
And that's when he runs up against all these problems. Yeah. And then Obi-Wan and Yoda are always telling him, just let go, let it flow through you. It's that same kind of idea, like this flow of energy, this flow of creativity. If you try to control it.
Yeah, then it's gone. There's no more flowing. Like, how can you contain a river from flowing? You put a barrier, and that's that. It's no longer a river. It stops. It becomes a lake.
Yes.
It needs to keep flowing, and you need to flow with it, right?
Yes. And Nick nailed it. You need more crazy ideas. We don't come up with crazy ideas. We have nothing to create with.
That's it.
What we're doing right now was somebody's crazy idea at one point.
Of course. And it was a genius idea.
Absolutely. Everything in life that we take for granted today was once somebody's crazy idea. Exactly. Social media was a crazy idea put together.
So that's why I'm doing this right now. That's why my program, my business is called Ideas Unlocked. Because I believe there's so many more ideas that need to be out there in the world. People already have them and they're scared to put them out there. Or people have like lucid dreaming, exactly. People are ready to have them. They have it inside them somewhere hidden there, You need to scavenge that out of there.
Get on in there. Do some digging.
Exactly. Release all that mug, all that rubbish, and
do mining, not Bitcoin mining. Just we're totally clear on that.
No Bitcoin, please. No,
not happening around here.
No,
take that
good.
somewhere else. Take that outside. It's not happening here, folks.
Together with the high deer, there's the parties over there.
I don't know. I kind of like the high deers. Drop some high deers in the chats, peeps. Let's go. Let's get some high deers here. Get some good mojo.
No. Show me all your deers.
Adi, I love this. So literally go into a different zone when writing poems. I think it's that flow state, right?
Yeah, it is. And it takes you places, as you say, Adi, because imagination is at the core of it. So you imagine, you get entangled in that alternative reality that you are creating. And it's like, it happens to me actually also when I'm consuming some really cool creative content. I get lost in a book and I'm in that alternative reality. And when you're creating is magical. It really is magical. And I'm not a very woo-woo person, but I think it's part of the best thing. I kind of am. But it's like the best.
I'm not going to put you on blast.
It's one of the best things in life, right? It's about tapping into what the universe has for us. That is the best, right? The
And we
best
talked about this.
ever. Yeah.
It's like this idea of, we're all energy at our basic core, and because the smallest units of energy, smallest measurements of all of us are these little tiny quarks, and they all communicate with each other in weird ways. So in my mind anyway, creativity really is tapping in that field, that unified field of knowledge, of ideas, all of it. And It's all available to us on some level. And I think all we are really are conduits for all those ideas to kind of flow through. So do we put up the roadblocks? Do we dam it up? Or do we just let it ride?
I think we just ride it. And the cool thing is we can do it together, right? Because there's this thing that is big now, which is co-creation. And it is, sorry, I got distracted. I have ADHD and I got distracted by the comments.
Take a number. The blind leading the blind on this thing.
The most fun is when it just happens. Ever walk past the playground? Yes, I actually do, but probably it's because of the way I am. It's really fun, right, Judy? And I can imagine you did that too. The spontaneity of it's true. However, when you work in a creative kind of industry, or if your job is a writer, an artist, you need to learn how to jump on that swing regularly. And that's when creativity becomes the process of creating, right? You can't just wait for the inspiration to strike. You kind of need to go there to find it.
Yeah.
To tap into that energy field you're talking about, Geoff, to just knock on the door and oh, I'm ready. Knock,
crash the party.
Right? Who's there? Can I join? Let's play.
Absolutely. Right? One thing I love to do, and I love that idea. It's like you show up very often uninvited, but you crash the party. What's up? Here I am. I love to do this every December. I didn't do it this past year.
How do you do it?
So, as 2020 was, there weren't a whole lot of live in-person events, at least not in this hemisphere. And so my normal December traditions weren't up and running. But every year, what I love to do is crash holiday parties of random groups and associations and companies that have absolutely nothing to do with anything that I do at all. I mean, the National Association of, left-handed orthodontists, or, whatever. And in that area, I would meet new people. I would learn new things. And people say, hey, just crash in for the free food and booze. And let me tell you something. That's true. But I would also, that's not wrong. But I would also crash just to meet new people and just expand my mind. Like you said, just kind of open yourself up to it and just knock on the door and what's up? Here I am. And I would actually come up with amazing things. It was really cool when that would happen. And I look forward to doing that again. And this idea of just opening yourself up to new people, new experiences, new stimuli, to let that creativity just kind of roll, because you're not going to come up with new ideas with the same way of thinking or with the same stimuli.
No,
it just won't. It won't come from that.
It won't. So this is one part of my coaching program. So what happens is I said about divergent thinking, when you try to open your mind up to think differently. And one exercise is do something differently.
Yeah.
Because when you do things differently, like you did, just showing up at this people's party, it opens your mind up to actually the world is not only what I know, right? It's more than that. So I even encourage people, just dress weirdly for a day. Put a dress and trousers if you want. But you come up with it. Make your hair like this, or eat something that you've never eaten. And I did that for myself, and I ate the inside of a tea bag. Mm-hmm. That was not nice, but it puts you in that experimental mindset. It puts you in that playfulness mode. It puts you in that let's not take ourselves too seriously mode.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, right? As adults, we are programmed to take ourselves so seriously. Look at who I am and what I've built and how I manifest.
The ego. Oh, God, and the ego is not a good friend with creativity, right?
No, it's its mortal enemy.
So you have to shut that down. We all have it. I mean, there are some people maybe that reached a certain enlightenment that they can say, I no longer have ego. But let's not get into this discussion because we will sit here for 3 hours.
I don't know, they might like that.
But like putting that guy to sleep for a bit, or just sending him in the corner to drink some whiskey or to get drunk on champagne or whatever they like.
So now you're speaking my language.
Right? Or as Gabriel does, if he's still around, Gabe, give me some vape or something.
Yeah, what else you got today?
Just like get that guy out of it. So yeah, I'm going to read now Enrique's comment. In sales, you have to be creative and show curiosity. Yes. Mm-hmm. Storytelling with emotional intelligence. This is the way you get creative with your customers. So true. And both me and Geoff have a lot of experience in sales. Geoff, where are you here? So totally. Because sales is all about creating that connection, right? And becoming creative in creating that connection is like, they're going to remember you, that's for sure. And they're going to want to work with you because they want to go back to that connection and they want to go back to that experience you're providing from them, that fun, that playfulness.
Absolutely. We have a new person that joined the chat just said hello. Unfortunately, it says LinkedIn user, so I don't know who that is. If you can type your name in the chat just so we know who you are, mystery LinkedIn user.
They haven't allowed StreamYard or whatever. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's weird. I was also a LinkedIn user on one of Kelsey's lives. So.
And you find it really weird that we are users to such an addictive product.
It's incredible, isn't it? Users.
I love it.
I would say abusers, depending on who you're talking about.
True,
you checked your DMs recently.
Yeah. Oh my God. So
Nada, welcome.
Who?
Well, we've got Nada in the house joining us from
Nada,
Egypt.
hi.
Yeah.
Nice to see you there, our fellow writer.
Yeah. Oh, we got so Jackie Curl is the mysterious LinkedIn user.
Hi, Jackie. Welcome.
Jackie, what's up? It's good to see you.
If anybody else have a question in the comments, keep on top of them, Geoff. I don't see anything.
I'm on it. We got all kinds of good Oh, it's a security setting on a profile. Thanks, Nick. That's what it is. So if you have any of you do streaming and you got a LinkedIn user, they're like, look, here's the deal. I don't want anybody knowing who I am. I'm gonna drop a comment. I'm gonna bug out.
Incognito.
We're gonna call it good. Yeah, incognito is where it's at.
Incognito. Okay, sorry.
I want to let's talk about Enrique's point for a second. I want to expand on that a bit because it's a really, really good thing for those of you in the chat, those of you who are watching who are in business of any kind and you have clients. And one thing that I found successful in my own business is when I'm in that conversation, you're trying to get them to that close. And I'm not doing the Gary V thing, and I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm having a conversation like a person with them.
Yeah.
And I'm not sales broing them to death. What I'm doing instead is I am creating a possibility in their mind, a creative possibility in our conversation. So when somebody says, I might be interested in hiring you to write for this event that I'm speaking at, how do I get them to that close? I can talk about the technical stuff all I want. Say, well, this is how it's going to do it, this, that. No. What I do is I create an emotional picture of possibilities. And now just imagine if after you give that speech, people are coming up to you left and right telling you, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen at an event. This just blew my mind. Oh my God, how do I do it? And I create this kind of emotional attachment to a creative possibility that doesn't exist yet. I want to plant it in their mind. Now they're getting excited about that creative possibility. And that's what gets them to close every time. It's not the technical stuff. It's none of that. Yeah. It's just creating that possibility. So I love where Enrique is coming from on this.
Yeah, storytelling with emotion, it's great. Yeah. Totally.
How do you all, and Maria, how do you, like, when you're dealing with clients and you have people that come to you, obviously, because they want to get creative.
Yeah.
They're not having that conversation with you just for the sake of it. They want to know what you can do to help them get there. How do you talk about that? How do you create that emotional connection to a creative possibility?
It's all about talking about them. It's all about seeing what motivates them and what they're interested in, right? Because this is what it is about. People have their own lens through which they see this existence. People have their own reality. What I think and what they think might be different. I just want to help them go on that journey, right? To facilitate it. But as you said, having that mindset of aspiration, right? Imagining those possibilities, what they might have inside of them, right? And a lot of the time we know, right? Intuitively, we know that there's more inside of us that we could be giving to the world, that we can be offering, that we can achieve for ourselves.
Yeah.
Just having somebody listening to you, you know what I mean? Like truly listening and wanting to find out everything they're willing to share. That's powerful.
It really is. The best closing anyone ever did on me. I'll never forget this. It was the first time I bought a new car, and I was 23, and I'd driven a car that I'd driven into the ground, and that thing was just collapsing. It was just, I mean, one thing was going after another. But anyway, that's a traumatic experience. We're not going to talk about that today. But at the car dealership, and you know, I walked in there hesitant, like a lot of people do in a sales engagement. Okay, here it comes. You're going to try to close me, this, that, and I knew it was coming. But this guy was really good, and he said, "Geoff, let me ask you something." He said, "You know, whether you buy a car here or somewhere else, what do you want to do with it? Do you want to drive to the grocery store? Do you want to drive to work? What do you really want to do with this? Like, just walk me through it." So it got me thinking a second. I said, "Well, yeah, I mean, I gotta get groceries because, you know, starving is not my favorite thing to do generally, and I got to go to work for the exact same reason as point number one. But I want to go on a road trip, man. I want to go cross country. I want to take this baby to California." He said, "Well, you probably don't want this car."
The vision.
Yeah, but he said, "But let me show you something that can take you there. Better gas mileage, more comfortable ride, easier on the highway. And I want you to picture yourself in this car halfway across the country, windows down, hair blowing in the wind, cranking the music on this new stereo system that you just put in, like this whole thing." He's breaking it down. He's creating emotional attachment now to this creative possibility. And we're not talking about banal things anymore. Now we're talking about what my heart and soul really wants. And that's how he got me over the finish line. And I couldn't wait to sign the papers. Like, just take my money. Take it all. Take it now.
So did you do it?
I did.
Did you do that trip though?
I did the trip, but it took 9 years for me to do the trip. I didn't do it that year. Yeah, life kind of got in the way. But
yeah,
I did end up doing it. But I never forgot the conversation. Now Judy has taken that trip a lot. Judy and Greg, her husband, they drive all over creation and back, and it's awesome. And you should follow them on all their social media channels. It's super cool. Judy also blogs about all their trips, and this is what I love too, is that they embrace
characters.
Was that they are? Yeah, they're Greg and Judy.
Yes, I remember.
Any of you who read Leaving 2020, they are the Greg and Judy from the book.
And they were on a motorcycle, right, in the book?
They were in a convertible.
Oh, convertible. Okay, I remember the wind or something. Yeah, that was awesome. I love those characters.
Yeah, they're some of my favorites. Yeah, they're amazing. And what I try to do is incorporate as many characters as I could. There it is. There's the blog, The World A to Z. I'm going to put this up. You all should check this out. This is a great blog. It talks about their travels and just their approach to life.
Oh, I hope you guys can come to Spain.
I think they've been there. And I had a really cool thing. I was at their place a couple of years ago, and each year they have a letter, and they pick a place in the world based on that letter, and they say, we're going to go somewhere. Letter. It's a city, a state, a country, a river, an ocean, whatever it is, and that's their spot.
That's amazing. I love it. I love this approach.
And that's the beauty of it, right? Creativity kind of woven into living.
Yeah, it
is. Creative traveling.
Just like letting the universe do its thing, right? You're just being a vessel for it. Oh, there you go, Judy. Spain next.
Yeah, it's on the list. So you got someone here who can hook you up. And Marbella is one of the coolest places to go in that country, from what I understand.
Drop me a DM if you decide to. I'm gonna help you out here.
And I say from what I understand. It's what I understand from Anna Maria. It's like literally from nobody else. This is what I understand from Anna Maria. So.
Well, I hope many of you guys, we should have like a reunion at one point, like a big ass party over here. I have some friends that might be in the comments now. we keep saying we're gonna go to Ibiza to like really like party hard and go for it. Yeah, and there are really beautiful beaches there as well. And I have never been, so we can all like have it as a first time experience.
No offense to the Brits in the chat who may be watching, but you're not invited because Brits cannot handle Ibiza. They can't. I've read too many stories. Sorry, guys.
Darling, nobody can handle Ibiza.
Challenge accepted.
Or Ibiza can't handle us.
Oh, Gabriel, be still my heart, sir. Passion doesn't want this interview. Something else that doesn't want this interview to end too. But
we're not gonna end it. I'm not gonna feed the kids. They can go by themselves to sleep. It's fine.
We're good. We're all good. We're all in our own little weird time zones. We're doing our thing. We got our favorite people.
I love it. I love it. And I love seeing your face there, Gabe.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. I tell you what, I'm thinking about 2021 as a year where the creativity is going to get unlocked by so many people because of their ability to travel again and just to see new things.
It's true. And like, look, I've lived in a few places. So I lived in Romania until like 20 something. I'm still 25, so I'm not going to say numbers.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were 26. Okay.
No, 25 forever. And then I lived in Switzerland, I lived in London, and I lived in Spain now. It really enhances your perception of life. It really puts you in a different mindset. It's super frustrating as well when you move from one place to the other and like it's so unfamiliar. It's like, what is going on? Because I traveled here plenty of times, but to actually live here, it's a totally different thing. Yes, I like that. I like that.
But I've lived in mid-Michigan.
Nice. So was it like a different life? The cultural perspective. So there's been like lots of what's the culture in Michigan? Tell me about it.
It's a lovely place. It's classic Midwest America. And
I have no clue what that means, but go for it.
When people think of America and Americans, I would say in a lot of ways that's kind of like the default setting.
Was it in Minnesota?
Yeah, kind of like that. It's the people are really kind of like they say like meat and potatoes, where they're genuine, like from the heart, they're honest, and there's not a lot of like flash and sizzle and like BS and a lot of the things you'd expect from places where I'm from, like New York and other places like that. But
all that glam.
Yeah, interestingly enough, I grew up in New York City, but moving to a place like that actually helped me unlock my creativity a lot, just because I saw another side of life. I saw a different way of living, a different way of thinking, a different way of being. Absolutely. And it helped expand my own mind, which was wild. You wouldn't necessarily expect that. People usually move from those areas to the big cities for that, but I got it in reverse. Every
change in our circumstances opens our mind up to something different. So every change, if we take it the right way, can spike our creativity crazily. And let's think now about what we've just been through, right? Yeah. That was a big change. Sorry?
Been through something?
No, nothing. No, I'm just like, I was talking about my bad hair day.
I've been in a coma for the last year. I don't know. You tell me. Is there anything? What did I miss?
Just a little pandemic, but nothing major. Nothing major. I already had it once, so I'm good. I have.
Yeah. By the way, Anna Maria kicked COVID ass. She has tiger blood.
Yes, I understand that. Actually, immunity might last longer than 3 months, as I thought initially. So that's really, really helpful. So, anyways, like this kind of shock to our system, it can either like put you really down and like make you blocked, or it can light those sparks. Because you learn, what you do, you have two paths. You either resist it or you embrace it. If you resist it, you're stuck, you're there. And then if you embrace the uncertainty and the craziness of it all, you just open that. It's like, what is there? What
think
else is there? Because I can't do my stuff anymore. What else is there, right? What is Judy saying?
Judy just had the best comment in the history of LinkedIn Live, and also Facebook Live on the Leaving 2020 Facebook page.
Yes.
And yeah, Judy's
You're not wrong, Judy, at all. It's the same energy, like honestly. Creative energy and sexual energy are the same thing in my book.
Yeah. Or in my book.
It's that place of fantasy, it's that place of imagination. Whose book? My notebook, my address book. Is that place of like imagining things, is that place of playfulness, is that place of fantasy, is the same thing. And it's that place of letting go, because that's when it gets good, both one or the other. Is when you let go, right?
100%.
If you don't let go, then it's just like a bit, it's fun, but still.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, like pizza, right? They say like, even though it's bad, it's still pretty good, but not really. It's just
it's like lukewarm living.
Problem is, when you grow up in New York and you have pizza anywhere else, every pizza is bad pizza.
That's why you have to do a trip to Italy and reset yourself.
It's part of my heritage tour. I'm doing it next year. This year. Not next year anymore. This year.
2021 is happening.
It's Darlene's absolutely right. Same chakra. It's the same idea, right? It's
yeah. I don't really know much about this, but yes, I understand it is.
It comes from this place of creative energy.
We need to have a conversation about this, Darlene. One night in Discord.
Yeah, big time.
You need to jump in Discord, Geoff.
Oh, all day. Yeah, we're gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
There's like two things I think about when I think of that parallel. When you think of like, sex and creativity. One of them is that all creativity comes from that, because life comes from that. And what is life? If
creation.
That's the idea. It's like, so that is the essence of creation itself. We're so ashamed to talk about it. We're afraid to talk about it.
It's like the initial creativity, right?
It's like everything stems from that. So you can't have creativity without coming back to the source of it. And then also you look at what makes the creativity magical in that sense is that you have co-creation happening at the same time. So it's not like a writer or an artist. It's like two artists creating a painting at the exact same time, working off of each other's notes, rhythm and flows, and that's what makes it truly, truly next level creativity. And then add what Judy was saying.
Co-creation, yeah.
Co-creation, right?
It's awesome. And that's what I feel we have to do more of. Both things, right? Both types of co-creation. Anyways, because like I'm gonna go to something less magical, but look at these vaccines they came up with, right? That was co-creation. And they came up with it so fast, just because they stopped competing and they were all co-created. They all worked together to finding a cure for this thing. Imagine if we did more of that for other issues of the world, right? Imagine. It's really amazing. And it's also about the money, of course, obviously, because all government threw money at the problem. So there you go. Do we have any more questions?
Judy's comment's great. I just like the comment because it gives me a little.
Yeah, buy my book is here. Wait.
It is super cool to see it like all come together. It really is, and we're gonna have an actual like proper launch event for all the characters.
Like the real kind of event when you actually get drunk in the same place, or is it the kind of event when we get drunk in different spaces?
No, a real one. And this is why, to me, doing a virtual event with all the actual characters from the book would be almost destructive to the spirit of the book.
Come on.
I'm waiting for the actual day when we can legit all get together in one place kinetically
and breathe the same virus-less air.
Any of you who've read it too and want to be part of the action, you're all part of our family. So we're gonna do this. It's gonna happen.
In Marbella, at my events venue that I just opened. So there you go.
Tell them about the events venue. So you want to have a party this year? You're looking for a place to do it? It's a super fun place. Tell them about it.
South of Spain, yes. No, it's really awesome. We fell in love with the place and we just said, let's do it. And then pandemic hit, but we just finished refurbishing it. We did it to the best, to like our taste. So we did it the way we loved it. And it looks pretty awesome. So far, we only had a small party for New Year's Eve because, restrictions and stuff. But I'm hoping things will get better and we're going to start seeing more action into it. It's not the best year for that. But you know what? We don't think short term, we think long term, and fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's going to happen. And then Judy's inviting us to come out to Arizona. They have a bar already for loads of guests. And let me tell you, as somebody who's been given very generous pours by Greg and Judy over the years,
yeah, good. They don't go for like the fingers. They don't go for 2 fingers. They go for like 3 fingers.
They don't do fingers. They just like here.
Oh, that's good. That's a good part.
Nice stuff too, like good glassware. Like it's legit. It is legit, and I'm really excited to visit them in Arizona after the pox.
We're coming, Judy. We're coming.
We're making this happen. We are definitely making this happen. So we have another LinkedIn user here. Unfortunately, we can't see the name. Cool. They have an event space. Is that still Jackie, or do we have another anonymous LinkedIn user here? Looks like we got Joseph Mulry in the comments. Joseph, good to see you, brother.
Nice to see you.
Friend. Glad to have you join us. I also think about creativity this year in terms of like just that, the possibilities of getting together in person. That's enough to drive my creativity into overdrive right now.
Right? It's crazy. It happened to me. It happened to me with one of our common friends, and it was mind-blowing. So me and Geoff, we met, when was it? Like March, April? When did we meet? In a Zoom room.
Yeah, I think it was April.
So we first met in a message in a LinkedIn chat box.
Yeah.
Is that how it's called? Like this message.
Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, I don't think they even have a name for it.
We were doing like a poetry. We were reading poetry, doing little videos.
I have a poets group on LinkedIn.
A poets group. So we were choosing poetry. We just wanted to do something creative, right? With people that didn't necessarily have any creative, any like typical creative job. So we're just having fun. And then we ended up in meetings in a LinkedIn group that had these meetings every week. Well, actually every day for weeks, for months.
Yeah.
Mindset meetings. So we met like that. And one of the girls that we saw daily for ages actually came and visited me in Spain when the lockdown finished this summer. And it was like, whoa, it was amazing.
Really?
Guys, all my friends out there in the comments, this is going to happen. Like I'm looking at the camera now. This is going to happen. We're going to meet each other in like flesh and blood, and we're going to love it. Because this connection that we've been building, do you know what I mean? These connections are not fresh water, This is real because we've been opening up. That's the key. It's not about compatibility. It's not about finding that, a lot of times it's about riding the same wave, and it happens, and it's rare, and it's magical. But sometimes it's just about being open enough to just like show yourself exactly as you are to another human being or to another like group of human beings. And that's amazing.
We got our first hi dear.
Oh dear. Hi, my darling.
Jacob, what's up, buddy?
Jacob. Hi, my darling. Oh my God, this guy, you need to play the guitar for us one day, Jacob. You need to have him on a live to play the guitar for you.
It's going to be great. I'm so looking forward to this day when we all just legit get together and we just find a way to make this happen.
Yeah.
Talk about unlocking creativity. My God, it's going to be absolutely next level. You get this kind of brain power in one room. Now, the beauty of it is no one's going to remember it the next morning. So whatever we come up with,
never.
in the wind. But you know what? I think those are some of the best nights ever. And it doesn't need to be this great world-changing idea. It's just about living presently with amazing people and just living it. Something we have not really been able to do for, coming on a year now. But that's what's really cool about what's coming next.
Yeah.
Getting back to that.
I still think that to an extent we have been.
Yeah, digitally anyway. Yeah.
Digitally and with our closest ones and so on. It's a matter of doing it intentionally, not getting caught up in the fear.
Yeah.
Because that's what sips at you. Did I say that right? No, that's what. Right?
I don't know.
Is that
All I know is
correct?
you got Flavor Flavs here. You got
What
Jacob
is
doing his thing.
that?
Yeah.
What
Jacob,
is
next time you come on one of these, man, I'm gonna have a big old clock just hanging around my neck, and we're gonna do this. It's gonna be amazing. In fairness, I wanted to do it anyway, but thank you for reminding me. That's on the bucket list to do a LinkedIn Live, the massive Flavor Flav clock.
What is that? I don't even know what you're talking about.
He was a rapper who was big about 30 years ago and then got into some weird reality TV.
Oh.
But he used to have this massive clock he used to wear like around his neck, like a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And a big crown too. He loved wearing a crown like a king. So it was like a king with a big clock.
So shall we all have like crowns when we meet?
I'm going with the clock. You can have the crown if you want. I can call you your Majesty.
I want the big necklace thing. I want the big necklace.
I know you Europeans are all into royalty and stuff like that. So if like that's important to you, I need to whatever.
I have this down already. Look.
Yeah. Oh, the queen wave is everything. I need to be like looking around like dismissively at your subjects while you do it. With this look that you people should just be grateful that you're allowed to eat. And that's it. Just, yeah. You'd be a very benevolent queen. I think we'd be okay if you were at the helm. What do you guys think? You think Anna Maria should be our queen?
I think they feel like they're cheating on their actual queen, which is Kelsey.
That's true. Yeah.
The queen, there might be a bit of, and I don't want to have a conflict with our queen.
You don't want to step on any toes over there.
I always wanted to be a princess, anyways.
Oh, perfect. You'd be the princesa.
Princesa.
Yeah, you'll be perfect princesa. That'd be good. I'll just be the court jester as usual, and then
still royalty unless responsibility.
That's what it's all about. Then you could be as creative as you want. You could just do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Speaking of,
because we were talking with Enrique about sales job and so on. I found it that when I got to a high level in my corporate career, and I had a lot of responsibility, my creativity went.
Yep.
Because I had to do so many bloody reports. I had to do all the team, to manage all the team, to make sure they're doing their things and so on. So time for me to actually think up new ideas and so on, there wasn't any headspace for that. You know what I mean? So I am in awe of the people that have this kind of responsibility of managing a big team and still maintain that spark. And furthermore, passing down that spark and making and feeding from the other sparks, right? And creating a culture of psychological safety so that people can actually let their sparks spark or whatever they do.
Let them spark, right?
Let them spark.
Look, sparks.
See how I need the percentage of the sale of this book. What is my percentage, please? Look.
It depends on how the sales go. So you got enough as it is, Your Majesty.
I'm good. It's either like I'm a princess or I'm like a Miss something. This is
a queen / like dictator thing. So
oh my god.
Yeah, like this is a good one. I think Saddam Hussein used to wave like that, just as an aside. I think that was like his go-to wave.
No, because I lived I grew up in dictatorship, right?
Yeah.
And I actually forgot about Ceausescu a lot of things. And I think I did it like my subconscious just like blocked it out. Because I remember he used to have a certain type of hand gesture, right? I don't know if it was this one or I'm just making it up now.
I think that's Trump's hand gesture. The karate chop thing.
Well, I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to.
I think, I don't know, actually. I think I was too young to remember what he was doing over there. But
I don't remember. But I'm sure if we can YouTube, we can Google it.
Do you think he did that to unlock his creativity? Like, okay, I've got to be like a really cool dictator. I got to get on the international scene. Like, I got to be the guy. So what hand gesture is going to just spark it up over here and get this brain going so I can come up with like a super cool way to like centralize wheat production next week?
There you go. Yeah, maybe it's some sort of like hypnotic move.
It might be a hypnotic move.
Maybe.
That's interesting. Like movement helps creativity too.
Yes.
All kinds of different movements.
Getting the zone right.
Yeah.
So let me tell you a bit the story when I really like let my creativity just like go. I was in Israel. I visited for the first time Israel this year, right when the pandemic was starting, which was the end of February, beginning of March. Um, and I was in my last trip and so on. We were wearing the mask for the first time. It was surreal. And I went to this beach, right? I actually wrote about it. And I went to this beach and it felt so weird. And talking about the magic, it's like I dreamt about that beach. I've been there before somehow. And it's just like, shit, this is what I have to do. I just need to be creative again. I need to first be creative myself. And secondly, I need to help other people be creative too. And it was like just like that, walking on that beach. And after that, I went to a wedding, right, where there were a lot of Jewish people, and they do this thing when they pray, right? Because that's a kind of meditation. It's a kind of, they get in the zone, and they do a lot of the movement, right? They do like this, and they do like that,
like stimulating the body to kind of get into that kind of.
And your brain picks up on that. So going back to this, when I start, like when I write, I like to write on my phone or I like to write pen on paper. But I have this thing, I get in the zone and I start walking, pacing the hallway.
Yep.
Like this weird kind of movement. You were saying like movement helps creativity. So
Absolutely.
I start with a dance. It's like a walk like this, right? Oh, I look like I'm on like a R&B or hip hop star.
Anybody want to play some Boys II Men in the background? I think now's the time.
So I'm doing my walk, I'm doing my thing, and it starts, it flows. Things start to flow. Because the thing is, I was saying earlier, you need to be in the moment. And where is the moment?
Yeah.
Where does the moment happen? The moment happens in nature, in the physical world we live in, and it happens inside our body.
In that flow state.
In the flow state.
Every day.
Yeah.
I love it. I take like a 2 to 3 mile walk every day, and I try to listen to the right music to gin up my creativity, to gin up my mind, to kind of get me moving, get me thinking, to get me going. Something I read, which is really good too. A lot of people, they try to do that, or they go for a run, and they have like a playlist of different kinds of music. It's actually really disruptive to the process if you have too many different types of music and different types of styles.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently, because it takes you in like different kind of flow directions. It's really good to have one consistent thing. So it's going to be consistently upbeat, or it's going to be consistently kind of chill, depending on kind of where you want to go with it. But I would say if you're all looking for a way to really get your creativity going, a really cool hack that I've been able to use is either walk or run.
Besides calling me?
Huh?
Besides calling me?
Obviously. If you want like the platinum premium package, Anna Maria's got you. But if you're just a cheap SOB who doesn't want to get high quality one-on-one coaching, then here's a simple free hack I'm giving you.
Go for it.
Good. Nick was saying it like, it's just, walks are a great way to open up creativity. So walking, running, doing it to music.
Dancing, guys, dancing.
Dancing is a great way to do it too. Keep a consistent flow though of the type of music. Either like you have like an 80s new wave playlist, or like a lot of athletes like love to like have hip hop to kind of get them going before a game. You see like all these guys, these massive like
electronic music. I have my electronic fans in the house.
Music, like everyone has it.
Metal.
One thing you see particularly, with baseball players is when they're walking up into the batter's box, particularly players from the Caribbean. There's always like some kind of like merengue music playing. Especially for the Dominican players, there's always merengue playing. Like, and it's people say like, oh, just to get the crowd going. No, it's to get the player going. The players usually choose which song they want, and it just gets them juiced up. It gets them going. It gets them like rhythmically moving. Because if you're going to step into a batter's box and you got a baseball coming at you at 95 miles an hour, you have to react quickly and you have to react rhythmically. You have to be in a flow state. You can't be like in this cold state and then react.
Yeah, when you
always have to be like.
Yeah, unattach. What?
What's that?
No, I'm making up words. Sorry.
It's all good. We all make up words every day. Mental creativity. I love that. Nick
has to coach my kids because they keep asking for heavy metal lately, and like they've been listening to some really not child appropriate stuff. They don't understand yet because it's a lot of like shouting, but I do. So I have to steer them in a different direction. They're into what were they into? Rolling. Who plays rolling? Anyways, yeah, so really.
Comments, anybody?
Limp Bizkit. They're into Limp Bizkit now. Gosh.
That's better than the stuff I was into in the 90s. There's a very different kind of metal, and that was
it's more. Yeah, I don't know what kind of music that is, but anyways,
those days dramatically different.
yes.
Like, you're how old are your kids now?
5 and 3.
Yeah, if they were listening to stuff I was listening to, this would be bad. They'd probably be taken away from you by like social services.
Oh my god! And I just said this on live. I just said it to the entire LinkedIn. My kids.
Well, I'll be a character witness for you when they bring you before the magistrate. And
I don't understand yet what the guy is saying, so not yet. But I think I need to stop soon. I'm gonna ask Nick for different bands that they should listen to. That they're more.
Go help you out over there.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as good as it used to be.
Right.
Limp Bizkit. Oh yeah, that's that would be an interesting one for a 3 and a 5-year-old to be listening to.
I just like limiting to like 2 songs, but still it's a bit much. Limp Bizkit.
Well, you figure maybe you warp them now and then they'll grow out of it instead of like them being. I like doing this the other way around. I think that's an important way to approach parenting.
Yeah, I love Darlene's comment with the Limp Bizkit. I just imagine, how they do in England, because I lived like 8 years. When you drink your tea and you have biscuits, right? And then you dunk the biscuit in the tea, and then it's like sometimes it's just like it's limp and it just like breaks. That's sad.
I hate when that happens. Yeah. Was the tea cold by any chance?
I don't know.
Well, where are you when we need you?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry, we're going in different directions here. Who is Limp Bizkit? What?
Limp Bizkit's, if you want to gin up creativity, Limp Bizkit is not the band to listen to.
No.
That's all I'm saying here. Limp Bizkit, like,
that's my favorite. I don't know if my favorite song is the best either. So I think like the fact that you have, you said like keeping the same kind of rhythm and stuff. Yeah. What I do when I kind of want to get into that zone is I just listen to one song on repeat. So
yeah, that's good too.
It gets you there faster. Speaking of tricks, right? When you know that the song really pumps you up, just put that on repeat a few times. You don't get bored with it. You actually internalize it. You kind of become one with it. So
absolutely,
you can get good.
It's the song, like let it internalize, let it go over and over and over in your mind. So quick life skill for you guys. If any of you have any speeches or presentations coming up, I do a lot of presentation coaching for folks, and one thing that I help people with all the time is getting into a rhythm before they speak. How to tune that up, and picking your song is everything.
Okay.
Having the song play over and over and over again before it's showtime. So even if you're going like on a LinkedIn Live or something, you need to get in that zone. You need to get in that place. Yeah. Presentation mode. It's like, all right, showtime. Pick a song.
Put that song on.
But make sure the song is.
The link of my song.
Well, yeah. Anna Marie has a song that also for children we're listening to, they probably take them away also.
Yeah, so, I don't know why. It just happens to be.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Depending on the kind of show that I'm doing, I have different music for different ones. So one that I love is if I'm going to be speaking at a group of, I would say, more seasoned professionals with like a more classic kind of like Frank Sinatra-ish type of presentation style. Yeah. They're in a tux and it's a more formal kind of event. I will listen to What Now My Love by Frank Sinatra and Aretha Franklin. It's a duet.
All right. How about the people in the comments write their songs?
Yeah,
Make a playlist.
So for Jackie, it's the Black Eyed Peas. Black Eyed Peas are great. I love
them too. Oh my God, the rhythm. I
love it. That's really good rhythmic music. Gets you in a good place too. I know we're like this close to taking this in a different kind of direction.
Let's not. Direction of music.
Kind of want us to, but knowing this motley crew in the comments, that would be my guess.
What's happening in the comments?
I mean, but no, we talked about it earlier. We can talk about it, right? We're all grown folks over here. When people are having
respectfully
adult Congress, they very often will play music too for the same reason. because music can set a creative tone, can set a creative mood, can set a creative rhythm. Yeah.
Get in the mood.
Yeah, that music just gets you right. It just gets you in that place.
Yep.
And that's the same for anything. If you're going to sit down and write something, some people have boring jobs. Sucks. Been there. But if you have a boring job, you got to write something, get in a place where you can at least get a rhythm going when you're writing, and that can just get you in a place. Oh, Nick, my man, Nick, Kickstart My Heart. Oh my God. I listened to this before I spoke at a
I'm going to take notes here.
All right. Cruising through the mountains, like I got to get right. This is a big event. I got to crush this. And it was new content I was delivering, so I had no idea if it was any good. Like, oh yeah, dun, 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 dun. Oh my God, yes.
Love it.
Yes, thank you. So good.
Okay, so are we gonna make a playlist on Spotify and share it with everybody?
Judy already has one. Ask Alexa to play Baby
Baby Jazz. Love it. Okay.
I don't know.
So when I next need to write something, I put this, right?
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. So just another quick life hack for the cheap SLBs who don't want to pay for high quality coaching from Anna Maria. You should definitely hire her. I'm just saying, do it.
What's happening?
On the off chance,
promoting your book. Look.
Yeah. So we're all just shamelessly trying to you're promoting your book because obviously you want a cut of the proceeds too. So let's not pretend this is some like altruistic situation.
It's like it's an ulterior motive as well. Assuming that I'm character there, right? So I just kind of want to live in people's memories forever.
Yeah.
I don't have an ego though. I'm egoless.
Egoless, absolutely. Egoless. Yeah, don't get it for my sake. Get it because Anna Maria's in it. Like if you want more Anna Maria, that's like your easiest way to accomplish that. Just like get more Anna Maria through the book, leaving 2020.
You know, like you're doing yourself a disservice here now.
I know. But I'm not in the book. I just wrote it. But you're in it. You're like literally in it. So you're an actual character in it. Amazon link. There is an Amazon link. I'm going to post it here. Now that's a StreamYard link, unless we want to have 18 more people.
Why not bring them in?
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, why not? You can do that.
Yes. So posting now. There we go. So anybody who's interested in picking up their copy, you can grab that there.
God, I'm realizing the time now. Wow.
Yeah, we're at 1:12. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate you. Yeah, LinkedIn's weird. I can post comments on the Facebook Live, but for some reason it gives us trouble posting.
It's glitching big time with the live capability, unfortunately. Yeah.
So it's super weird. You can't post any links as the host.
Yeah.
It's a really, really bizarre thing. So if anybody wants to do LinkedIn Live, I would recommend also multi-streaming on other platforms too. Facebook, Twitch. Apparently people like Periscope for some reason. I only think Periscope is for submarine commanders who want to blow people out of the water. That's kind of cool.
What that is, but
that was a childhood dream.
Oh, okay. So, submarine dream.
Apparently there's a phenomenon called submarining. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah, and this is what it just reminded me of this. I don't know where it came from, but a couple friends of mine were talking about, there's all these different dating phenomenons. They call like catfishing and kitty fishing and all these different things. And, one apparently is submarining where like you see them visibly and then they like will sink down to the water and disappear for like an indefinite period of time. And then out of nowhere, just kind of like resurface again, like, hey, what's up?
How? What? I don't get it.
Yeah, there's apparently a thing where people will just ghost you and disappear, and then like out of nowhere, like years later, the submarine will like resurface. Like up Periscope.
Does it work? Does it work? It taps into nostalgia and all that, right?
What do you guys think in the comments? Does the submarining work? If somebody submarined you, how would you respond to that kind of thing? And Darlene,
so like the emerging type thing.
I will go on Twitch. Thank you. I appreciate it. I will definitely. I will check that out for sure.
Yeah, you need to stream on Twitch as well, because actually the people can comment and stuff properly.
Perfect. Yeah, Twitch is where it's going to be.
Yeah.
Another social media platform to keep. And apparently, I got to do your new favorite one too, Clubhouse. Apparently.
Clubhouse. Oh my gosh, that's a little bit. Yeah, I'm testing it out. I find it has a humongous addiction potential, but it also has a big grow your business potential. And connecting with people like on a different kind of level, because you're like you don't, it's just audio. You can do your thing. I like, imagine I can be cooking dinner and having this conversation, right? At the same time. It removes certain barriers to entry, right? It removes certain, oh my God, they're going to see my face. They're not going to see my face. Am I paying attention now, or am I looking at my Facebook profile? It removes those things, but you have that opportunity. There's somebody always talking there. So it's like how I feel with my friends on Discord or with my friends on Telegram, because I have friends in the comments on Discord and you guys on Telegram. It's like I need to check what's going on at whatever time it is. If I woke up in the middle of the night, it's like you seek that connection.
Yeah, well, see, I'm a guy. I can't multitask, so that would be a problem for me. But
that's fine. Well, actually, it's multitasking is known to be completely inefficient and not recommended, obviously. But if you just like want to just listen to with a little bit to see what's going on. Yeah, Darlene, I finished. I got rid of mine, but I'm gonna get more if I get more.
All right.
You're the first on the list. Yeah, it's interesting, and it's interesting with the things that are happening now, because I think it's like live streaming and this Clubhouse thing. It's about content that is being consumed and created at the same time, right?
Yeah. Community.
It's about the communication. It's about the connection. That's why I keep asking what's going on in the comments. That's what's important.
Absolutely.
We're doing it together. I'm not talking at you. I'm talking to you. And as much as you try to talk to somebody in a pre-written content, it's still not the same thing. This is our group. You should join. Whoever is not there, join. It's amazing. It's really popping.
Send me the link offline if you can. I can't copy and paste it for some reason here. But Nick, thanks for the link. I appreciate it. I'm definitely going to check that out.
Yeah. And so, yeah, like having that live, we're in this moment together type thing.
Yeah.
It's inebriating. It's amazing.
Gabriel has some other inebriating stuff today, apparently. But respect. I love that, though. I love this idea that we can continue to create this community. And that was honestly, and I keep coming back to this idea of like why I wrote the book, which was this idea of, it was a love letter to my community, the community that the family that I chose, as they say, in 2020, and to carry over into 2021 and beyond. And this idea of, despite whatever is happening in the world around us, we are each other's light. Yeah. And we spark each other, and we're the ones who
kind of for each other. We're there for each other.
Absolutely, because there's so much just crushing darkness like everywhere from all angles, all the time, and yet we kind of, as we light each other's sparks, we become almost a torch to kind of carry each other through that darkness to the other side of this thing.
That's it.
And it's magical, really, like truly beautiful. In every way.
It really is beautiful, and it took a bloody pandemic for this to happen. But I'm really glad that it did, and I found amazing people that I connected, like truly connected with, and that I can actually say is like they're my part of my favorite people in the world type thing. Like you said, my family, my best friends. It's awesome, and having that support and having that understanding, right? Really being yourself. Like, this is me, guys, and today I'm having a shitty day, but I just popped in to say hi type thing. It's super important. It's super important having that connection.
I realized in the first one of those that for those of you, a lot of you know Miriam McMillan, and if you don't, on LinkedIn, absolutely connect with her, because her content is
brilliant.
That I can absolutely assure you. And Miriam was the one who put together these chats and these mindset meetings, and the whole idea was, look, we're all going through this. This is back last March, and this whole thing just dropped on us like a 10-ton bomb, and nobody knew what the hell was going on, and everyone was freaking out, and everyone was locked down, and everyone, like everywhere. And she just said, we're going to have a mindset chat. We'll all just talk about kind of what's on our mind, and we'll be there for each other. Total strangers. And then those total strangers became a family. And the cool thing was,
and like the chats turned into a very interesting kind of mindset. Of course.
Very good way of,
like it happens, like with
it takes its directions, and it
Yes.
a lot of those.
Creativity takes you places.
Creativity. That's it. You know what's really cool that I loved about it was from the very beginning, and I mean the very, very, very beginning, there was never a sense that I needed to be anything other than myself.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to put on a show. I didn't need to put on airs. I didn't need to be on. Just be me. That's it. And it was more than enough. And everybody who was there was all coming from different places, but they were all more than enough. Just being them. To a room full of complete strangers meeting on a platform where nobody's themselves. And everybody puts on a show. Everybody puts on an act. And everyone's a hustle.
I think we're getting better at it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
We are getting better at it.
We're getting a lot better. I think
it's magical, and this happened to me a few times, and wow, it's wow, and it gives you it gives you the faith in humanity again, right? I'm a big optimist about humanity, and we know we had a lot of debates whether who wins, who doesn't win, but I believe in like the good in all of us, and this shows you how much we care about our connection and how much we care about each other. And that's amazing.
Absolutely. And and all of us on this thing, throughout the course of the year had been through all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
And on so many different levels. I mean, everything you can imagine that can happen to somebody has happened to our group.
Yeah, totally.
And we're all there for each other through it. At every step of the way, and it was really something amazing, truly amazing to witness. And these are complete and utter strangers.
Not anymore.
That was the cool thing, right? It just complete strangers.
Yeah.
I think part of the magic of that was there was no prejudgment,
no expectation. Like it's the lack of expectation, and it's the lack of, as you said, prejudgment. There you go, darling. Come as you are welcome here. Yeah. It's like just be you, and that's that. And
that's it.
Yeah.
You don't need anything more than that. Nothing. You're good.
We are normally so caught up in the societal pressure, in our proximity, like whatever is happening around us. And we have support, but you also have so many expectations put on us, so many pressures, and just let go of those for a bit and just like be you and just like play, have fun.
That's it. And part of like that acceptance that's what allows the creativity to happen. When people just accept you as is, and you don't have to you have to be somebody specifically or do something specifically. You could just kind of let it roll.
Not to play any roles anymore. Just play you. Just
be you. Just be the you want to be.
Yeah.
Not that somebody else tells you have to be. We all have expectations, family expectations. I know you guys all have that. You all have people in your life that have an expectation of who you should be and what you should do. And we're like chained by that, and it destroys our creativity when that happens. Yeah. Just utterly destroys it.
It feels hopeless, right? It feels hopeless. It feels hopeless, but in a way like familiar, because that's your reality. You learned to be there in that particular enclosement. And then like you were saying with the cage earlier, what did you say yesterday? You said something about a metaphor.
Yeah, kind of a metaphor.
Maybe we should finish our chat with that, because we're like on an hour and a half. Tell us the metaphor with the bird, Geoff, because it's amazing.
The metaphor I used yesterday in a chat with Karina was talking about how on some level we're all birds, and everybody else around us are the humans who tend to that bird. Some humans are absolute sadists, and they just want to see the birds suffer because they just like seeing living things suffer, and they will do everything they can to make your life the biggest living hell they possibly can, just for the sheer joy of watching you suffer. And these are, these types, sadists, narcissists, these types, and we have to get into them. Then there are others who don't have any malicious intent toward you, but they keep you in a cage nonetheless. And they keep you in this cage. They're very comfortable with you in this cage. They'll feed you. They'll tend to you if you're broken, but they won't let you leave that cage. They like you just in that cage. And we know people like this. We know micromanaging bosses and family members and cultures who have expectations of you. They want you in that cage. But then you have a really, really rare type, the human who just wants to see you fly. And they'll patch up your wings, open up that cage, and it'll send you off, knowing you may never come back, and they're okay with that. Because nothing would make them happier than just seeing you fly. And the real magic is when you meet and find people like that. That's when the real creativity happens.
Open that door and they blow wind in your wings, you know.
That's it. That's all they want.
That's the people we want around us. And I feel like I really found a lot of them last year. And I just I love it. I love it. And I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful. And I hope to do justice by all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So I say we should leave them with a takeaway. I say the one takeaway I'd have would be, if you can, actively search for and try to cultivate relationships with those people, because if you have people who truly encourage your creativity, it's everything.
And be those people for the other ones around you. And if you see somebody in a cage, see if they're willing to get out and if they need your help.
Yeah, uncage them. Uncage the creativity in others, and they will uncage.
We should start a new program together, Geoff. What do you think?
Ooh, I like that. What do you guys think? We're gonna a joint program, uncage.
Uncage yourself. Uncage. Oh, we should do a brainstorming soon.
We should totally do that. Yeah, absolutely. Uncage.
Talk to you, my dear. I have to my husband showed me the time.
Yeah, I know. It's about that time. I got to go back to some real work today. Isn't that amazing?
What do you mean? Wasn't this work? What are you talking about?
This is great. I love this.
This is the best part of work.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for joining us, Darlene. Appreciate
so
all of you coming on this today. Seriously, this has been amazing. Mel, Judy, every one of you. This has just been super, super cool to have you with us. And we will be doing more of these, so stay tuned. If you're not, for some reason, connected with me on LinkedIn, please do. And I know you're all connected with Anna Maria, because everyone's connected with Anna Maria.
All right.
All right, folks.
There's a book.
So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday, and we will see you next time.
See you. Bye.